I know how frustrating it is to find a job in Germany without speaking German. You scroll through the job listings, filter for English-only positions, only to realize in the end that most of them still require German. And when you finally find a good one, 100, 200 or even 1,000 people have already applied. You keep applying 50, then 100, then 200 applications, still nothing, no responses. You refresh LinkedIn, Xing, Indeed, Stepstone again and again until it feels like you have already applied to every single job out there. At some point, you start wondering, where are all the jobs? What if I told you there are different ways to find English-speaking jobs in Germany, ways to skip the line and actually land your dream job faster without just playing the numbers game? Hi, I'm Tuyet, a marketing manager in Germany. I have been where you are, struggling with job applications, figuring out what actually works, but I managed to build a successful career here, so I want to help you do the same. This is the first episode in my series, Finding Jobs in Germany as a Foreigner. If you want more proven, practical advice on this topic, subscribe to my channel. And now, let's dive into 7 better ways to find English-speaking jobs in Germany. Number 1. Be loud. Let people know that you are looking for jobs. I know you might be surprised that this is my first tip. Maybe you were expecting something more professional. But trust me, this can be a total game changer. Too often we search for jobs in silence, hoping that endless applications will eventually pay off, when in reality, things could be much easier and faster if we just let people know that we are looking. Take my partner for example, he got a job through his hairdresser. Yep, you heard it right. He's a regular, and during one of his appointments, he casually mentioned how frustrating his job search was. Turns out, another customer had told the hairdresser that he was desperately looking for someone to hire. A quick introduction later, and my partner did his thing and landed the job. I know, if I didn't know him personally, I probably wouldn't believe it either. And it's not just him. When I was looking for a job, even my landlord tried to help. I rented a room in his house, so we saw each other quite often and got along well. It wasn't like one of those landlords you only see once a year. He printed my CV and went around his office building, asking if any companies were hiring. There weren't any openings, but honestly, just knowing someone was willing to help meant a lot. Okay, so you can now all run to your hairdresser or landlord. Just kidding. But honestly, never underestimate those unexpected connections. Talk to people, your friends, your classmates, your flatmates, or even your barista if you see them often enough. Don't stay quiet. Put yourself out there. You don't know who might connect you to your next opportunity. Number 2. Networking. A friend once told me that in Germany you cannot survive without vitamin B, Beziehung, which means connections in German. I mean, she's not wrong though, especially when it comes to job hunting. If you're new here, you might be surprised how often people get jobs through referrals. I mean, you might not be that surprised anymore after I already mentioned some examples in the last point. But that's how things work. People hire through people they trust. As a foreigner, you probably don't have a big network yet. So the key is building one. But how? Here is where you can start. First, expand your existing network. You might think, but I don't have one. But you do. Even your classmates count. I used to think, but they are in the same boat as me, how could they help? But that's the wrong mindset. Your classmates are actually the easiest network to grow. You study together, face the same challenges, and probably have similar career goals. Sure, you'll be closer to some people, but don't just stick to a small circle. Talk to others, help them out when you can, and don't forget to let them know that you are looking for a job. If they are already working, their company might be hiring. In the companies I have worked at, hiring managers would just turn to working students and ask if they know someone. Because for these roles, they would rather skip the hassle of writing a job description and sorting through endless applications. And honestly, I did the same when my working student graduated. I asked her if she knew someone who could take over her role. And even if your classmates aren't working, don't underestimate them. You don't know who will get a job first and might be able to help. Your professors can help too. Be active in the class, ask questions, join discussions so they can at least remember you. And when the time feels right, ask if they have any projects that you can assist with or if they know anyone who is hiring. Professors are often connected to companies, so you never know which opportunities might come by simply showing interest. Next, go to events. Check social media, search online. There are tons of events happening all the time. Go meet new people, connect with them, and most importantly, let them know that you are looking for a job. You never know who might have a lead. And don't limit yourself to just industry events. Of course, career-related events are useful, but sometimes the best connections happen when you are just doing something you enjoy. For example, Meetup has groups for everything: hiking, cooking, photography. And when you meet people who share your interests, it is easier to connect naturally. And who knows, maybe someone in your hiking group works for a company that is hiring. And of course, use LinkedIn. It's a great way to network, be active, send connection requests, engage with posts. Even if you don't meet these people in real life, online network can still open doors. I know some people use LinkedIn Premium to come message random strangers asking for job opportunities or referrals. That can work, but there is a better way. Don't just message random people. Find those who are active, read their posts, and send a message commenting on something they wrote. Once you have built that connection, then you can bring up your job search. Trust me, people love being heard, especially those who are active on social media. So if you spend the time to engage first, your chances of getting a reply will be much higher. Number 3. Using LinkedIn the right way. Since I already mentioned LinkedIn, let's talk about it a bit more. Yes, it's a professional platform. Yes, you can search for jobs there, but it is not what this video is about, so I'm assuming you are already doing that. What a lot of people don't recognize is that LinkedIn is not just a job portal. It is a social media platform. And what do people do on social media? They post. So if you're just using LinkedIn to apply for jobs via the job portal, you are missing out on hidden job opportunities. So here's the thing, many jobs never make it to the job board. Some just get buried under hundreds of listings. Some jobs start out as on-site positions, but when the company can't find the right candidate, they switch to remote. So if you have been filtering jobs based on locations, you might oversee these roles. And then there are startups and small companies that don't have budget to post on LinkedIn job portal because LinkedIn only allows one free job posting, so they would rather try with their network first before spending money on that. That's why checking LinkedIn feed is so important. Many hiring managers and recruiters share job openings in their posts. And if you are active, you'll see these postings before they even get listed somewhere else. And another thing you can do, post about yourself. I have seen many international job seekers share their stories, how much they love living here, how much they are ready to work but haven't found the right opportunity yet. And some of these posts go viral. I have seen posts with more than 50,000 likes, and in the comments, recruiters are literally dropping their job openings. I don't know if they actually got hired, but I do know that by putting themselves out there and asking for help, they got attention from recruiters who wouldn't have seen them otherwise. If you have LinkedIn Premium, you can also message people directly, which I already mentioned, so I won't repeat myself. But another thing you can do is to take advantage of LinkedIn Learning. They have courses for you to refresh or upgrade your skills, and you can even add these certificates to your CV. So yeah, LinkedIn is so much more than just a job board. If you use it right, it can open many doors. Number 4. Using niche job boards. Since I already mentioned big job portals like LinkedIn, Indeed, and Stepstone, I would like to highlight something a lot of people overlook: niche job boards. I mean, sure, most of my applications went through those big platforms, probably 80%, but there are smaller industry-specific job boards with jobs you couldn't find anywhere else. And the best part? Way less competition. Not everyone knows about them, so your chances is actually better. So yeah, take a little time to look up job boards for your field. Every opportunity counts, so why not give yourself more options, right? I have dropped a list of niche job boards in the video description. Honestly, I just asked ChatGPT, so go through the list, double check and do some more research. I'm sure there are more out there. Number 5. Applying via company websites. Some companies don't rely on job portals at all. They mainly post openings on their own career pages. Big companies that everyone knows like BMW, Lufthansa, Deutsche Bahn, Puma, Adidas are great examples of this. Sure, you may see some jobs on job portals like LinkedIn, but if you want the full list of job openings, go to their websites. Startups and small companies do this too, but for a different reason. You usually don't have big budget to post on job portals, so they create a page on their websites, share links on social media, and rely on word of mouth or referrals to find candidates. And you know the great thing about these companies? They are often more open to hire international talent, especially startups. They need people, they move fast, and they care more about motivation and skills rather than just a perfect CV. So here's what you can do. Make a list of companies in the region you want to work in. Start with big corporations and startups first. That's where the highest chances of getting an English-speaking job are. Then move on to smaller and medium-sized companies. I know it's a bit more time and effort consuming rather than just scrolling through the job portals, but it's worth it. You may find jobs that many people don't even know they exist. Number 6. Speculative application. Initiativbewerbung. So what if you check a company's website and no job for your field? Don't just click away. You can still send in a speculative application. In German, it's called Initiativbewerbung. A lot of companies actually like it when candidates take the initiative. They may even consider you for a position that isn't listed yet or keep you in mind for future openings. Startups, small and medium-sized companies, creative and marketing agencies, and consulting firms are more open to this approach. Startups, for example, often hire based on opportunity rather than strict job listings. If they see the right person, they will just create a role. My last company was a startup, and I can't even count how many times the founder introduced a new hire for a position that didn't even exist before. He would just meet someone, realize they could add value, and boom, a new role created. So here's an extra tip. Connect with startup founders on LinkedIn, but don't just message them to ask about job opportunities. Research their company, show genuine interest in their product, and let them know how you can help them grow faster. People love talking about their work, so if they see your enthusiasm, they are more likely to respond. Even if they don't have an open position, they may know someone and refer you. That is again the power of networking. Small and medium-sized companies are also a great option. Many of them don't have big HR teams, so they actually appreciate it when candidates take initiative. The company I work for now is a medium-sized company, and we even have a dedicated listing for speculative applications, just to let people know this is an option. I have seen plenty of companies doing the same, so why waiting for them to tell you to apply when you can take the initiative and do it yourself? And creative and marketing agencies and consulting firms don't usually post jobs publicly. Instead, they hire freelancers or full-time employees as needed. I have never worked for an agency, but since I'm a marketing manager, I have a network there, and I have heard a lot about it. What about big corporations? I have the feeling they don't care much about speculative applications, mainly because they have such structured hiring processes and usually receive hundreds and thousands of applications directly via their career portals. But it can still work. If they like your profile, they may save it and reach out later. A friend of mine actually had this happen. She applied to a German sports company. I will name names, got rejected because they had already found someone. But a week later, an HR manager contacted her for another position, which was even a better fit. It was not a speculative application, but it shows there is still hope. So again, an insider tip. Connect with HR managers on LinkedIn. Ask them directly if they have any job opportunities. Many of them will not reply, but you might only need one yes. Number 7. Headhunt and temporary staffing agency Leihfirmen. If you have already got work experience before moving to Germany, there is actually a way to make your job search way easier. Working with headhunters. Basically, they do the job search for you. They match your profile with companies that are hiring, so you don't have to send out hundreds of applications yourself. Less stress, more chances. So, this works best if you are looking for a senior or management role, or your industries are lacking skilled workers. You can reach out to headhunters yourself, but honestly, if your LinkedIn profile is set up well, they can even find you. They check your skills, send profile to company, and sometimes even get you interviews before the job is posted. And if you get an offer, they can help negotiate it for you. Sounds pretty good, right? But what if you're looking for a junior role and nothing I mentioned earlier has worked for you? Then it's time to check Leihfirmen, temporary staffing agency. These agencies hire workers and send them to companies that need temporary help. So technically, you work for the agency, but your day-to-day job is at another company. Most of these jobs are in areas like IT, logistics, manufacturing, healthcare, customer service, and finance. Most of these jobs are short-term, but if you're doing a good job, some companies may offer permanent opportunities. So if you like where you are working, ask if they have something long-term. Even if your field isn't a typical one for a Leihfirmen, it's still a way to make some money while you keep looking. The one downside is that the salary is usually set by the Leihfirmen, so you don't have much room to negotiate. I also asked ChatGPT for a list of big headhunters and Leihfirmen in Germany. So check out the video description and remember to double check and do more research because there are so many more out there. So these are 7 ways to find hidden English speaking jobs in Germany. I hope that these videos will give you more ideas to try out. The truth is, finding a job isn't about sending out hundreds of applications. It is about being strategic and open to different possibilities. If you find this video helpful, please let me know in the comments. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm more than happy to help. And if you have ever landed a job in an unexpected way, please share your story. Your story may help others too. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next videos in the series. Thanks for watching and good luck with your job search. See you next time.